Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Dynamo. So this episode is I love these episodes. It's a youth intake. These are like the moments in a save where you you decide and you commit yourself to what you're doing because it's just like fresh blood, new players, young players to develop. It's a fair part of the game, just developing young players. So there is three parts to this video. The first part is we're going through that intake, seeing if there's any gems and just seeing who we want to commit ourselves to. The second one is I'm taking you through the tactical tweaks that I have done to the squad because I've done a tactical tweak. I've amended the way I'm trying to get the team to play, and it has paid dividends. I am seeing changes on the pitch. And then the final part will be the game against Falsey at the end of the week on Saturday. So before we do anything, let's go straight into the Dublin City announced new intake of youth players. Let's have a look. Oh, my eyes are drawn to McCormack straight away here. Oh, okay, okay. Nothing exceptional outside of that. There's two-star potential players. The rest, okay. So we'll go to Alex Murphy first. Oh, the passing. Oh, you are a technical player. If the stamina was lower, I'd be very worried. We have the making of just like a really good central midfielder here because teamwork, work rate, he's going to work his socks off just to put himself into good positioning. And because the positioning is 9, that's fairly high as it is, but that work rate and the teamwork will mean that he'll compensate for a lack in that positioning. I'd rather the tackling and the marking be higher, which means that he may not be like a centre mid attack. He may not even be a box to box. There might be, he's got low vision. It's a Cariello is what I'm looking at here. You're light, you haven't got much strength. If we train your finishing, because you've got good off the ball, you've got good flair, passing, technique, work rate, balance. You are a centre mid on attack. That is what, especially with that crossing. You're a centre mid on attack or a Mezzala. Okay. And then I'll offer them contracts afterwards. So Ruzu. Okay. 5'9" with 14 heading. What a strange stat distribution there. Jumping reach of 9. Could be better, but he's pacey. I like that. Got good dribbling, good crossing, first touch. Good teamwork, but I'd rather more work rate. Work rate is absolutely essential for wingers, either on the left or the right. They need to be able to just bust a gut to get up and down that wing, because if they don't, like, you can get away with low work rate on like a wide midfielder, because what they do is they just stretch the width in that midfield area and they don't deviate too much from there. Play them on a defensive role. What they do is they just kind of like tuck in and act as a second. They almost act as like a wide defensive midfielder, put a wide midfielder on attack, and they kind of perform the same role as a Mezzala does, but they kind of hug that wing a little more rather than occupying that half space. So a wide midfielder is what you'll probably end up being. Is that? Oh, wait, it says winger. I think it's just because of the pace and the crossing. Okay, not as excited about you. Anthony Cleary. Nothing really to sing about. Not great vision. Flair is okay. The physicals are not bad for 15-year-olds, but it's nothing to sing about. 6'1", that's nice. Dribbling and crossing, okay. So Jared Dempsey can play along the spine. Okay, 6'3", 15 years of age, 6'3", I'm okay with that. Good heading, good jumping reach. There's the makings of good central defender in here. The marking and the heading is really good because tackling, believe it or not, tackling just isn't that important at this level of the game. What you need to do is you need to break up attacks, prevent the opposition from being able to actually gain possession of the ball. If they have the ball at their feet, like the players at this level are just not going to be good enough to actually dispossess each other. So what you do is you try to intercept, take advantage of anticipation or positioning if you have it, intercept and just disrupt attacks with your strength or your heading. The way I think about it is you are not stealing possession, you're making them lose possession. It's when you start getting into like League 1, League 2, maybe not even League 2, like League 1, that's when you can start looking at actually robbing possession from people because you just don't have it at the moment. Okay, Shane McCormack. Okay. Oh, that's underwhelming. Okay, those are high. Those are very high stats. There's a box-to-box midfielder in here, actually. 5'11", good stamina. You're a box-to-box midfielder to me. And you're not a bad box-to-box midfielder. Good free kick taking. You've also got an attacking midfielder. He can play as a winger, but I don't think I'd actually play him in that role. The stamina is really nice and the work rate. I would actually rather you in the heart of my midfield, doing overlapping runs, providing deep runs from deep, kind of just utilising that work rate to just move yourself across the pitch. You've got good flair, which means that you can take the ball out of defence and move it into advanced positions. I was looking at a striker. You're not a striker in my books. Pressing forward, I don't see a striker in you. What I do see is an attacking centre mid or a box to box. And then should go on Fraser Thomas. Okay, not bad. Good aggression, good bravery. I'm okay with that. Jumping reach 5'11". Good tackling and work rate. I love centre backs that have work rate, but this is really nice. He can play either side of defence, which is just versatility is really effective at this level because you've only got 5 substitutes. So we're going to look at Keith Hunt, and then that is, you're not bad. 5'9", good passing. Oh, if you had better strength, you were a beautiful deep lying forward. What I'm looking at is you'd better flair, and the off the ball isn't enough. Like what I'm looking at you is you're an advanced forward. I think, come on, advanced forward, because it utilizes those passing and the technique, work rate, and off the ball. I wish that off the ball was better, but it even highlights the mental attributes that he's actually not too bad at. So an advanced forward is kind of what I'm looking at you for, and with the agility and the pace, you'll be able to kind of like weave in and out and be able to put yourself into good goal scoring opportunities, but you will need to improve that off the ball to be able to actually do that. So moving on to the tactical change, what we've done in tactics, but let me show you the schedule. So when we last met, it was, there we go, this Buxton game where we lost 1-0. Since then, we've gone on a hell of a run. Only losing 1 game, and I made 2 tweaks. That was it. Going to tactics, going to possession, I just narrowed it up. It was on very wide. I just brought it back to the middle, took off focus play down the wings, overlaps, and I'm just letting them congest the wings when it's over on like a left wing. I just let them congest it and kind of bring the play closer together. I also put on run at defence and work ball into the box, because one thing that I want them to do is I don't want them to try getting rid of the ball too quickly. I want them to try soak in defenders. I want them to disrupt space. But what this has allowed me to do, along with play for set pieces, is it's allowed me to bring the ball into the penalty area in what would be very low XG opportunities, force a foul from them. And if we go over here to Stanley, we've got 9 penalties this season, and all of those penalties have come in the period from January to March. We are a very effective team at just taking opportunities right now, and that was the difference in the last 2 seasons. Like 6-3, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-1. Right now, we are just creating opportunities that put us into positions to be able to just overwhelm defenders. And a huge part of that is because we're not trying to we're not trying to stretch the pitch anymore. What we're doing is we're relying on overloads to be able to just pass, kind of like use quick little passing moves to, like if our, what's his name? Flynn will take the ball on the left wing. He'll bring it up to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan and Flynn will kind of pass between each other to pull their player out in between that passing lane. But of course, we've then got a centre mid who comes over, congest that pitch. We've got that triangle set up. Now that their midfielders out of position, we just pass it infield again over to the advanced playmaker. The playmaker tries slotting through balls into the defenders who've moved to try to compensate for their players out of position. Congesting the pitch has allowed us to be a far more tactically astute and clever team, and I am here for it, because the way we're playing is we're playing with 2 deep lying playmakers. I'm gonna pull you back into a support role, because I just want that. So deep line playmaker and a box-to-box midfielder. I kind of play around with this every now and then. The reason I want a deep line playmaker is because I just don't want my defensive line and my midfield line to get too separated. I swap between wing backs on support and wing backs on defense, just depending on what I need in that situation. And we also move the defensive line slightly higher, but our line of engagement isn't moving at all because we are not trying to absolutely bust a gut trying to turn over possession. Instead, we're just trying to be smart with our possession and smart with how we are intercepting. And we have seen it pay absolute dividends, because when we go into squad view, one thing that we've also seen as well, competition, league, and we go to goals are starting to be spread around the team. Brandon Mason is one in particular who I am very happy with. Still only 16 years of age. It's his debut season. Didn't play last season. Came in, 17 starts, 7 goals, 2 assists. I'm just like, this kid is absolutely blowing it away and blowing it out of the water. He is going to take over from Stanley, because I may not keep Stanley on because his wage demands are getting quite high. Like, if I offer a new contract, star player, okay, yeah, negotiate contract, he wants $1,000. I'm just not willing to pay him that, especially because it's just a 1-year extension. I'm just not willing to give him that money, because in my mind, he's just not worth it. So what I would rather do is I would rather just offload him off the books, have Mason playing with whoever else I bring in. I might have a player coming in on loan to kind of help out. Oh, I also brought in Daniel Norris on loan from UCD in Dublin. So, you know, he just across the pond. There's a pond in Dublin, I hope. Not a bad player. He just plays on the left-hand side. He offers cover for Sullivan, because Sullivan often drops back into that defensive left position. So it just gives us more attacking options on the left, especially because Hidia, I am successfully training him into that striker role. He's 6'4", and he is so effective as a deep lying forward. His hold up play is really good, and he brings other players in. And just with that height, he's a magnet for defenders. They don't like seeing a player that tall standing beside them, ready to break and ready to get opportunities. 4 goals, 1 assist, 1 player of the match. Very happy with his outlay. 2 other players I want to show you. Let's go to picked. Where are you? I think you're injured. There we go. Joe Flynn. Joe Flynn was a player that came through my academy. He is now my first choice right back. He is absolutely destroying it in training. He is performing so well, and he's pushed himself into being the immediate starter for the team. Like, Heisey has a contract until 2026. I might look to sell him, maybe get about 60, 70 grand for him and have Flynn playing in that wingback role, because we have Farrell who can kind of play in around there. But I'm pretty sure that if I go into my youth setup, I have somebody who can play right back as well and just be a good backup to that system. Brandon Dillon as well. Dillon, oh my God, how you have come along this season. 24 starts. 29 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, fair enough. But what he does is he just knits things together in midfield. One of the best midfielders at the club. What is happening is what I was hoping was going to happen this season. I didn't want a relegation fight. That was an absolute clusterfuck, and I hope to God I never end up in that situation again. But I took this season to be a development season to allow my youth players to cement themselves as first team players, because this would do 2 things. 1, creates a pathway within the club that shows that players in Ireland who come through Irish academies can make it in first team football. And 2, we get them on cheaper wages, because English players overvalue themselves way too much compared to what I'm willing to play them. Now, to be honest, there's a lot of Irish players who come through the electricity system who want about $1,000 a week to play, and I'm just kind of like, no, go back to your 6-month contracts over in the electricity league. Thank you, bye-bye, have a good day. Stanton is not performing as well as I was hoping he would, but hey, he's getting game time. Like, I'm not going to complain. He's got a 6.66, no goals, no assists, no player of the matches. Like, he's getting game time. That is really the main thing that counts. He's still on a youth contract, so we can't expect major things out of him. But, you know, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, Ba and Chambers. Chambers, he's been doing better. You can see he's still conceding about a goal a game, but he's getting better performances. But I don't know what it is. I'm just not sold. I don't feel settled with him in the goal. Not selected. Like he had a little patch here of 3 games. That's because Chambers was injured. I'm definitely looking to get a new goalkeeper whenever I can. In a game not too long ago, I gave Adam Burke his first start of the season. He had a 6.5, conceded a goal. Not terrible, but hey, he made his debut for the club. So congratulations, well done, good for you. He is a Dublin City supporter, so maybe he'll try to develop himself. He has the most potential out of anyone at the club. Unfortunately, he has a slack personality. He is the epitome of somebody who has all of the potential to be something great, but doesn't have the drive or the work ethic. He has one flair. He is predictably boring and slack. Okay, so that is the tactical change that I've been using. I've just allowing my wingers to just put themselves into advantageous positions, bring the ball forward, play hold-up play with supporting wingbacks or defensive wingbacks, letting Manley and O'Brien offer that third man to be the pivot of the triangle, or if we're in attacking situations with the deep-lying forwards, Hidia or Stanley will come back into supportive roles to play triangles between O'Brien, Manley and whoever's there, or O'Brien, Norris and Stanley, and just triangles are what we're doing. We're trying to use the players to kind of dribble into positions, knock the ball to each other, and then through ball it for an onrushing player. Caffrey has been scoring goals this season, 10 goals. Very, very happy with him. First choice right winger, and again, product of the club's youth academy. I love how low the standard of football here is, because within 3 years, my players are first team ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the game against Farsley, and then that's going to be it for this episode. In all my wisdom, I actually forgot to show you the league table. I showed you the form where I got into a load. I got a load of wins. That has seen us shoot up the table. Like, look at that. Just look at that. You get into game week 23. I'm languishing in the relegation zone, shooting up the table. What it means is a playoff spot isn't actually a crazy idea. I'm 6 points off the playoffs. That is our target for this season. Before, 1 episode ago, my target was surviving. Now it is getting promoted. If I can sneak 7th position, I will be more than happy, because I will be bringing one thing into this playoff that I don't think any other team in the playoffs will have, and that is the elation of surviving this season and the form of climbing that table. So I'm very excited about being able to try get into a playoff situation. This is one of the things that might actually make it a bit tricky, because I'm going to lose 4 players. These are all key first team players. Going to lose them to international duty. I mean, it is what it is. I guess I should be really proud that I have a representation within the underage setup. Like, Jonathan Caffrey has absolutely stormed it and demolished this league, and it's rightly so that his performances are getting noticed. Everybody else in this system, everyone else in this team, Caffrey, Dillon, Mason and Flynn, and again, they are all home products. I have not imported these players. They are grown internally in the Dublin City youth system. Mohamed Ba, I mean, he's the first choice keeper for Sierra Leone. Luckily, he's not my first choice keeper, so I won't miss him too much. But if we get an injury to Connors, Chambers, I guess I'll miss him then. But even at that, I've got Burke who can come in and play a defensive role, like a role if he needs to be there. This has also been a feature that I love. If you go into my training, Dillon, Flynn, Caffrey, they're all some of the best performers every week, and like, they're really putting in the work in the training ground and just improving and matching their current ability to their potential ability. They're probably never going to reach it, because we just don't really have the facilities here, or the actual level of playing, or the quality of coaching for them to be able to reach their potential. But it's lovely to see them getting better, except determination. Determination just collapsed. Let me no, I've lost it. Or actually, if I go back, no, that's not how any of that works. Okay, back to second. All right, and here we go. Dublin City against Farsley. So we should come out of this on top. We are the much better side. Let's encourage them. We're higher in the table. Now, one thing I noticed immediately is since I've pulled the team away from operating too wide, you notice the congestion and they just play the ball between themselves, pulling the defense out of play. Mason, oh, bring it over to Sullivan. Sullivan, bringing it up wide. Back to Dylan, and Dylan, oh my God, oh, Caffrey, funny he kept that down. Dylan just playing as a deep lighting playmaker, just kind of like moving and drifting into positions to be able to just float balls over into onrushing defenders. Okay, Jesus, well done. Oof, that was, I hate those kind of things where it just bounces off the crossbar and you don't know where it's going. Okay, well done, Hutchins, or Robinson. Stanley holding it up. Stanley bringing it wide. Over to Mason. What you going to do with it, Mason? Dylan. And that's the end of the highlight. Okay. I'm positive. I need to be careful as far as you don't just catch me on a break. Okay, so I'm gonna demand. Oh, Dylan. No, crossed out. Okay, so Robinson has it here over to Dylan. Dylan, cross it in. Can you? Go on, Mason. Looped over the goalkeeper, Brandon Mason, the 16-year-old or 17-year-old, one of the two, loops it, and that makes it 5, I think, for the season in the league. Oh, just beautiful play by Dylan here, just looping that over across defence, back to Mason. That's a thing of glory. Okay, so that is 1 up, so now we are going to praise them. I was thinking about demanding more, but praising is a good opportunity here. And trying not to overcomplicate things either. That's halftime. Beautiful. Okay, and the XG chart. We're just creating opportunities and we're stifling them. They've had 1 shot on target with a 0.02 XG chart. Okay, second half. And this is about control now. This is about just managing our expectations. And Mason, not Dylan, cleaning things up, bringing it back to O'Brien. Dylan. Okay, out to Flynn. Flynn, what you going to do with it? Bring it in for Caffney. Caffney, cross it over. And Norris, beautiful to be able to catch on the far post. That winger with the attack role. That means when you get into that final third, those wingers pull inside like inside forwards and hug that far post. Absolutely beautiful. Utilising the tactic to its full efficiency. And we are 2-0 up. That is exactly what I want to see in this moment in time. Great way to start the second half as well. Stanley, 7.6. I was about to critique him. Robinson getting himself a yellow card. There's a goal here. Healy. Oh, well done by Chambers. Incredible save. Turns out, like, when the players are playing with... Oh, let's see if we can make the most of a corner opportunity here. Dylan bringing this in. Caffney, well done. So what I'm doing, just to show people how my corner setup is working, what I'm doing is I have a setup with attack near post, attack far post, lurk on, just occupy all those 5 moments, and then just drift it into the 6-yard box. Because what I want to do is I want to put the ball into this area and just allow the numbers, allow these players to drift, these 3 players to then tie up defenders. So if you have a zonal system, they will tie them up and then just rely on their mobility to like be able to counter and get on the end of opportunities. Geez, I'm being very waffly. The whole point is that they are to drift and confuse the defense and get themselves into situations where they're able to just overwhelm. Do I want to discard? We'll confirm changes because nothing's happened. I'm probably going to take off Robinson a little bit just to bring just a little bit more security to us. Go on, Caffrey. Okay, so we're gonna bring off Robinson just because I'm worried. I'm always worried whenever that happens. And does he? No, he doesn't play better in any position. Oh well. It just look. It is what it is. It is what it is. Can O'Brien play? Dylan? No. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna trust Matawe. Okay, let's get back here. An hour played. We're 3-0 up, and if things stay as they are, we are 4 points off the playoff spots. It is. And with 3-0, they have a corner opportunity here. Bring it back. Oh, beautiful by Norris. Just cleaning that up in the midfield. Okay, so the 75-minute mark, we're going to bring on 2 subs and just close this out. So Sullivan has a yellow card here. We're going to tell you ease off tackles. Ease off tackles, and we're going to put you into a defensive role so that you can just hang back and allow your positioning to be able to put you in situations where you don't have to lunge in for tackles. Staunton is going to come on for Dylan. Dylan having a really good game, but I don't want him to get too tired. Okay, and how's Cafferny going? Cafferny, yeah, we'll bring Walter on for Walton on for Cafferny. Okay. Oh, I need to swap them around actually, because that explains why Stanley isn't having a good game. He has the support role on. Okay. There's Flynn bringing this down the right hand side. Just, oh, beautiful ball for Cafferty. Can he bring this over to Norris? No. Well, too many players in the way, not able to get into the end of it. Over to Stanley. Stanley shoot for Cafferty across the face of goal. Oh, and Mason just cleans up. The ball ricochets in and around the 6-yard box. They're not able to clear. Our young Brandon Mason gets on the end of the ball and just taps it in for the easiest goal he'll score all season. 4-0. And I tell you, it's so much more fun making these episodes when we're winning and doing well. The last 2 episodes have been so heartbreaking to just have to sit through the absolute torture that was the team not playing well. I've always known they had this in them, to be able to just utilize the tactical system, to just be able to make the most out of the ability that they have in the side. And I'm finally seeing it from this Dublin City side. No matter what happens this season, I'm very excited about just continuing what we have in front of us and just pedal to the metal and making the most of our opportunities. 4 points off the playoff spots. Is the title beyond us? 11 points. 8 games. I don't think there's enough time. Title's beyond us, I think. Okay, but playoffs are not beyond us. 10th position. We have climbed from 21st up to 10th. What a season. What a second half of the season we're having, my friends. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.